Good afternoon. This is YC. Welcome to YC Cooks and Bakes. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. It's only 61 degrees here in South Carolina today, but we are on the part of the roller coaster that goes back up again. So by Monday, March 7th, we're supposed to have 88 degrees, almost 90. And I'm sure with the heat index, we may reach that. So for today, because it's a cool day and we're not at the top of that roller coaster yet, I am going to make a homemade soup called minestrone. Now, minestrone or minestrone, how you'd like to say it, just means a thick, hearty soup. Basically, that's what it means, is a thick soup. So I'm going to put little tiny mini meatballs in mine and some spinach and some tortellini is going to be in mine. And you can put mixed vegetables if you like. A lot of them have mixed vegetables and some beans. But like I was telling you yesterday, that my husband's not real big on peas inside soup. So we're going to use, I have chopped celery, chopped carrot, and chopped onion. And I will be sure to put all of those measurements that I use in the description. And so if you are new here, welcome. And I hope that you enjoy this channel. And please comment, like, and subscribe so that you can get all of my recipes in the description. So let's get started. I am going to start off by making my meatballs homemade. You can buy them frozen. We just don't prefer them that way. We like homemade. That's just how we are. We think that there's a difference in the taste. I just feel like there is. It doesn't taste right to me to buy frozen meatballs. When I have to, I do, but I try not to. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a pound of ground beef. And the first thing that I'm going to do is add some breadcrumbs. Now, I ran out of my panko and my Italian crumbs, so I decided to put about 10 crackers in this baggie and roll them with a rolling pin. And then I wrote it down so I can put it down for you. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of parsley, and 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning is what I put in here. And now I'm going to soften my cracker crumbs with a little bit of milk. And I'm using cow's milk today, which is very odd for me. I usually use almond milk, but my husband had this in the house from when he made yeast rolls. So we're going to use just a little bit of it to soften our crumbs. Okay. And we'll let these get soft. In the meantime, I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add black pepper to taste. Just season like the whole top of the ground beef, like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, or however you'd like to say it. Some people say Worcestershire, however you'd like to say it. Okay, to give it some good smoky flavor. I'll back you up a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder and some onion powder. And I am going to crack an egg in it just like you would, like if you did a meatloaf. Okay. And let's see. Do about a teaspoon each of the garlic powder and onion powder. And what we're going to do is we're going to serve the minestrone soup with some grilled ham and cheese sandwiches that I have, some whole wheat bread in the house for. And so it's going to be a soup and sandwich night, because with the temperatures going up steady, it will be a while before we can get back to doing any kind of soup night or chili night or dumpling night. So All right, I'm going to go get a spoon to get my breadcrumbs out into this bowl, and I'm going to mix all this up, and I'm going to start to make little tiny mini meatballs. Okay, I have all my meatballs made, and I'm just going to put them in the little toaster oven and get these cooked, and then I'll show you what they look like. See? And then I can bring you back. I'm thawing my Simply Nature Organic chopped spinach that I have from Aldi too. We are going to use spinach in this recipe also. Hi, so in this recipe, it calls for a jar of marinara sauce. And I had already had a pasta sauce opened that I had in the fridge that I used a little bit on something else, another recipe. So you saw me put some fresh water in it. And I'm just going to shake it up, and this is what I'm going to use. I don't see the point in opening up a marinara sauce if I've already got this already open in the refrigerator. But that machine you saw me put water in this with was my Avalon. It is a beautiful water machine, and it does hot water and cool water and cold water. And it came today, and my husband made me a cup of tea. Like within 3 seconds, I had a hot cup of tea. No messing with any kettles or any pots and pans on top of the stove or waiting for the water to boil. It's already hot, and I just love it. And so I just put some cool water in this and the cold water, because we buy tons and tons and tons of bottled water, and we're tired of that expense every year. And this takes out all the debris, all the chemicals, all like arsenic and fluoride and all the things that are bad for your body to ingest. And you get 15,000 gallons before you ever even have to change a filter. So you only need to do it like quarterly. It is fantastic. We are excited about it. And now my kids, instead of messing up my stovetop, they can just put their packet of cocoa in their cup, press the button, and go. It is fantastic, and that's my Avalon. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the pot of soup while I'm waiting for the meatballs to cook. And I've already put a little bit of olive oil in my pan. Okay, and we're heating up the pot. I'm going to use this pot, but you can use a Dutch oven, whatever you have to if you wanted to make a minestrone. I'm using the rest of my garlic. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. Time to put it on the list. I have garlic powder, but I need some more minced. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in, this is the medium chopped onion. Go ahead and put that in. And I like to use a wooden spoon. Go ahead and stir that around. I know you don't hear any sizzling right now. I'm bad about that. I get tired of waiting on the pot to heat up. It'll heat up. Okay. Let's see. Basically, I'm going to saute the garlic and onion, and then I'm going to add the carrots and about a cup and a half each of the celery and carrots to this, and get them cooking really good and sauteed before adding in my marinara sauce for the tomato flavor. And then I have some beef broth here, and you can use just one if you have a small family, but I'll probably put 2 of these because, you know, we have to, we go through a lot of soup, especially my oldest son, even though he's at work right now. When he comes home at midnight, he will still eat minestrone soup. So he'll still be wide open then. Everybody on different shifts makes it hard, but you can hear it cooking now. And I put my, I already chopped it. You can't really see my celery, but my celery and my carrots are in here. And I'll just go ahead and throw them in too, so they can start sauteing. I normally use this Tupperware container to hold my head of lettuce, but I didn't buy any iceberg this week. I had romaine, and I don't put my romaine in there. Okay, I'm just going to get this sauteed before I add any liquid to it. And I'll bring you forward so you can see it. See? So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I just want to show you that this is the tricolored tortellini that I got on sale. The regular was not on sale. This is the tricolored Priano. And this is in their, you know, their deli section at Aldi, above where they make their own pizzas, where they have their flatbreads and everything and their already made salads. That's the area that you'll find this in. And this is 9 ounces. I actually wanted 2, but I got the last one that was on sale. Okay, this is sauteing really good, and I added just a touch of broth to get it really cooked, you know, the carrots cooked through and everything. Because the next step, you would add the rest of your beef broth and your marinara sauce, and you don't bring it to a boil until your meatballs are ready, or if you're putting in, you know, meatballs that you purchased, make sure they're already cooked. That's when you would put it in, after you bring the marinara and beef broth to a boil. And the very last thing that you put in, if I forget to tell you, is the 9-ounce package of tortellini, because it only takes like 7 minutes for that to cook, and you don't want it to be mushy and falling apart. Okay, and then when you put in your meatballs is when you also put in your package of chopped spinach. And yep, that's it. And when I serve it, I just put a little parmesan on top, and it's going to be delicious. And we're just going to have it with you know, the grilled ham and cheese. So I'm going to keep working at this. I'm going to pour in the marinara and the beef broth soon. I'm just waiting on the meatballs to be cooked. Okay, I mean, you can see it down in there, and I put in some marinara sauce, and now I'm just going to pour in some broth, and then we'll slowly bring it up to a boil again. The meatballs are almost done, and you know, then I'll put in the spinach too. Now, if you bought a brick of frozen spinach, you might have to, you know, wring the excess water out of it, you know, first. If I get the cut leaf, so it's a lot more loose. But if you have a brick, sometimes it's froze with water. So if you have excess water in the spinach, just take it out and drain it, squeeze it. Okay, and I will check on the meatballs. I just want to show you what the organic spinach looks like. There's no preservatives, no salt added. It's non-GMO, and it's simply nature. Okay. Okay, my meatballs are done, and I just been putting them in using my tongs. And really, if you buy frozen ones, or you found a brand that you actually like from a store that's already made, and you thaw them and everything, the prep for this type of minestrone soup is only like 30 minutes if you already have breadcrumbs and everything like that, you know. But these days, I'm not all about shortcuts for my family. I like to take the time to do it right and bring it a top notch, a step above, you know. And the fact how things are right now, you don't want to just rush out and buy this, buy that, or oh, we need this, let's go buy it. No, what have you got in the house that you can use? Just like I did for the breading, I used saltine cracker crumbs that I crushed myself. You need to do that. If you run out every time you think you need something, you know how much gas you're going to be spending, and you know, like that. So don't do that. My grease, I have it on a tilt. My grease is running down this way, so it's not gonna go, you know, it's not going into the soup. Don't worry. But I don't want it in the soup. That's why I'm using tongs. And I'll drain it, and I have a grease jar and a crock that I use. It's sticking a little bit. I lightly sprayed the pan because I know that, you know, beef comes with a certain amount of fat. I don't know if you can see any of the fat on there. But anyway, it's in the pan and not in my soup. Thank goodness. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get the spinach. Use my kitchen scissors. Put this in. You see how it just all came out loose? But if you have it frozen in a brick, obviously, you're going to want to take out some of that water. That's good enough, I think. You could probably spend all day trying to get the rest of it out here. I actually will put my wooden spoon in there to try to get some more out. There. That's good. So I still have this to put in. One of them, I put in one because I wanted to put in all my meatballs to see how high the level came first, and then judge from there how much I was going to need. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit at this point, and I will show you so far what it looks like. And once I get it to like a little bit of a roll, like a little bit of a rolling boil, that's when I'm going to put in my tortellini, and then I'm going to just start on my sandwiches, which you have your own favorite grilled sandwiches, and then we'll just bring you back later when everything's done. See, you can see the spinach, and there's carrots and celery and onions and meatballs and that marinara sauce and all them good spices, and that is beautiful minestrone. So let's get this finished and underway, and I'll do some sandwiches and we'll have it all plated for you. Okay, I just want to show you what I'm doing the sandwiches out of. It's this 12 grain bread. And it has, no high fructose corn syrup. And it says it offers 14 grams of whole grain. And of course, it's, a good source of fiber. But it's the Love and Fresh brand. And I just wanted you to, believe it or not, that was a full loaf. Don't be sad if I don't take you along to grill the sandwiches. When you make sandwiches in my family, it looks like this. I'm not kidding. you go through a loaf of bread. And that's just one sandwich per person. So, yeah. So I will get this done. All right, everyone, it's supper time. Homemade minestrone soup and a grilled ham and cheese sandwich on whole grain with a couple of little pickle slices. And this is wonderful here. We've got the parmesan on it. I'll lift you up so you can see. We have the meatballs and the spinach and the tortellini in there. It just looks fantastic. So that's what's for supper tonight. Soup and sandwich. Have a great night.